Okay, hello everyone and welcome back. How are you doing? Absolutely fantastic today as always. And we're back with the Omni style thumbnails because I logged onto Twitter this morning and shit is going down. This is probably going to be a longer video with quite a lot of reading sections because there's a lot to talk about. So, get comfortable, go get some snacks and relax. And before we do dive into it, if you haven't already subscribed or maybe just new around here, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me out and it makes me smile a lot. So you should make me smile. Thank you. We're going to start at the goofier end of things here. Jontron made his bi-yearly tweet and just said, "Just trust the science, bro," and attached a bunch of images of proof that people have been experimenting on animals, specifically beagles, dogs, and just posted some of the allegations against these people, like with the flies that would just eat the dogs, which is disgusting, as well as the scientists would literally cut their vocal cords out to stop them from barking, which is also extremely fucked up. Someone replies to his tweet saying, "Imagine being so ignorant towards science that you think finding out beagles are one of the most tested animals is a gotcha moment." To which he replied with, "Okay, you've got a point. How about this then?" And then links pictures or attaches pictures of a report where it says the National Institute of Health was funding virus-enhancing coronavirus research and that they were altering it and making more advanced versions of it. And obviously, I'm guessing the point he's getting at here is, oh yeah, well, people are experimenting on the virus are going to make it worse, and it's a big thing. But as the top reply to this clearly states, "John, this is how viruses are studied. They're tested and altered to see the infection pathways that the virus could take. This isn't the gotcha that you think it is." A lot of people have jumped on to call Jontron anti-vax, which I don't think he's specifically anti-vax. He's more of a if you want it, get it kind of guy. But at the same time, he's talking about how bad some of this coronavirus research shit is and how they shouldn't be making virus enhancers, which is literally how they find out how to make the vaccine. So without all this research, we wouldn't have a vaccine in the first place. It's an odd-numbered year, so that means we all get to enjoy the time-honoured tradition of watching Jontron get online, pull out the largest cannon known to man, and immediately fire it at his own dick. No, I don't know why Jontron keeps getting political online, man. It literally never ends well. Like, it's never ended well. Jontron did post a quick follow-up tweet saying, "Just to be clear, I'm not saying you shouldn't get vaccinated. That should be your choice. I'm also not saying the vaccine is unsafe. I want the best for everyone. I'm just concerned that the level of conformity around public disclosure has reached dangerous levels. Stay safe." It definitely seems like he means the best, and that this was just like a joke thing, being like, "Oh yeah, trust the science," when like this really fucked, because it is fucked up, but it's a necessary evil to find out about all these like diseases and these viruses and how to beat them, but that doesn't make it less fucked up. My closing statements on this story, it's not going to keep me up at night knowing that Jontron is anti-vax. I mean, obviously, he's not anti-vax. He's not pro. He's whatever, you know. If you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. He doesn't really care. But it's just really funny to see everyone's reaction to this, and it was so out of the blue. I just don't know why Jontron keeps posting political shit online. I mean, I'm a big fan of his content. I really like Jontron's content. It's just whenever I see him go online on Twitter or some shit, it always ends badly. But please let me know what you think of this whole thing in the comments below, and we're going to move on to some darker stories now. Of all the content creators to be on the internet's shit list this year, Gus Johnson was the last one I would have expected. Holy shit, my heart goes out to Sabrina. This is information pulled from the subreddit today. This is quite a long read, but before we do read it, obviously you can see that Gus Johnson is, he wasn't a good person. Gus Johnson's a famous internet comedian. He does a lot of skits and stuff, and he's mingled with the likes of people like Michael Reeves and Smosh. Just seemed like a really wholeheartedly nice guy, and this is just evidence that it's not true. Sabrina recently got a nose job, rhinoplasty, which caused her a lot of pain and distress. During all of this procedure, Gus was completely emotionally negligent and pretty much refused to help her, preferring instead to go and stream himself opening Pokemon cards. She broke up with him a few days after the surgery because of this. As you can probably infer, Gus and Sabrina were dating at this point. A week after posting a video about this, Sabrina posted one about an ectopic pregnancy that she had an unnamed number of years ago. ago, during which an unnamed boyfriend was varyingly horrifically neglectful, going out for beers while she was in serious bad way in the hospital, to emotionally abusive, saying shit like, anyone else would have broken up with you by now. Holy shit. There's more to it than that, and the actions of the unnamed boyfriend were truly, truly awful, but I'm trying to be brief. A bit more context, because I had no idea what an ectopic pregnancy is, and it's way worse than I thought it was. An ectopic pregnancy is when a fertilized egg implants itself outside of the womb, usually one of the fallopian tubes. So that basically means that the baby isn't growing where it is supposed to, and if the baby grows to a certain point, it'll cause the fallopian tubes to burst and can possibly be extremely deadly, and it will be extremely painful. So this baby has to be removed, and there is literally no way to save the pregnancy. It's a really, really bad time. Sabrina never named the boyfriend and never said the year, but a user on the subreddit has found proof that it was Gus in 2018 from a pretty vile Instagram post he had made. Now people are waiting for him to respond to see what he can possibly say to make himself seem like a less abusive boyfriend. You should watch Sabrina's pregnancy video. There's far more to it than I've said, and it's an important topic for people to learn about. It is very well put together. You may also want to watch her rhinoplasty video, or if you're only interested in Gus, then watch that from about 17 minutes in, where she touches on his neglect. After you've watched that, go and look at the top comment on the biggest thread from the last day. That'll show you all the evidence that it was him. This is all just really disgusting shit. Obviously, this is extremely, extremely dark. Like, the ectopic pregnancy, I almost fucked that up, is a really serious issue and can literally be life-threatening. And he just neglected his girlfriend going through that. That's fucking awful. Now, we won't be watching Sabrina's video in this video because it's like a 20-minute long video, and you don't want to be sat here watching someone else's video in this video for 20 minutes. So there will be a link in the description. And I have just finished watching the video, and it's really hard to watch. The video was really well made, and she was sponsored for this video, which I thought was a little funny. But the stuff she says about the pregnancy and the way Gus acted is just really abhorrent, and it's just disgusting to hear about, and it's a really hard video to watch. Definitely do try to watch the video for yourself. I think it's very important, especially as a learning point, to learn obviously what not to look for in a boyfriend, but also learn about the whole pregnancy system and learn about what she's gone through. I think it's very important. But the stuff she says about this unnamed boyfriend, because she didn't want to name drop him, is really, really disgusting. Gus Johnson did actually respond, which is what kicked all this off. Obviously, at 4 AM this morning, he put out a tweet that just says, I'm aware of a recent video that calls out some actions I'm not proud of, and I want to apologise. The circumstances were extremely hard and complicated for both of us, but I can't even begin to imagine how difficult it was for her. We were young and not remotely prepared to deal with all the realities of a long-lasting and traumatic medical situation. During talks, counselling and therapy we went through together following this time, I came to grips with my behaviour and recognised my shortcomings, and I would like her to know just how deeply sorry I am. I fully realise what I did wrong and wish I could change how I responded and acted during that time. I've grown a great deal since that's happened, and I wish I knew then what I know now. I will continue to grow and learn and strive to be a better person every day. At this time, I'm stepping away from the podcast, and the remainder of the year's live shows will be cancelled with full refunds being issued. I will also be taking some time off from posting and working for a while. This is obviously the correct response. Just leave work and just work on yourself, but I really hope he reaches out to Sabrina privately and just try to talk to her about it, because this shit is really awful, and I don't think a public statement would do any of this justice. That was a lot darker than I expected. I hadn't watched the video or properly read into it yet because I was waiting to start recording before I did that, and that was a really terrible idea because it's just ruined my entire day. But no, I think this is important as an event for young women to understand what to do, and obviously if they're in a similar situation, as rare as it is, a similar situation, you should know what to do, and you should know how to be prepared for something like this, and just don't date another Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson is a very popular content creator. I really like his work, and I was a really big fan of him, and just learning this, it's really disappointing and upsetting to learn. and, you know, it just makes you realize that not everyone is as perfect as they want you to believe. Please let me know what you thought of this whole thing in the comments below, and please, you know, just send love to Sabrina for all of this, and make sure you guys stay safe too. Alright, moving on from that, you know, more enthusiastic Don't Know voices coming back, when it definitely shouldn't. I keep getting notified of these random Dream SMP update tweets. For some reason, Twitter thinks I'm at all associated with the Dream SMP. I don't know why. But someone posted this picture from Dream's private Twitter, I believe, saying, removed Demetrius from the SMP for gross accusations that he also confirmed privately were accurate. No questions, no toleration. Disgusted and incredibly disappointed. We'll never let things like this stop me from trying to uplift members of the community and smaller content creators. It's part of what makes our community great. So stick together, be there for people who need it, and always be safe online. Love you. I've never even heard of this guy, and he joined the SMP 3 days ago, and he got kicked yesterday. That was 100% justified. I just think it's funny how he literally lasted 2 days before all these accusations came up and he got absolutely muddied by them. One of his victims, one of the young girls he preyed upon, actually released a tweet longer, which is the reason he was kicked and this got so much traction, talking about the whole situation with a lot of damning evidence. I mean, a lot. But we're also going to be reading through this tweet longer to get the full story. So again, sit back, relax, and prepare yourself because, you know, / trigger warning, grooming, manipulation, all that kind of predatory shit. It's probably going to get really bad. My experience with Jikishii / Demetrius. This isn't going to be easy for me to write, I don't know how to say this, and I never wanted to open up about this because at one point I was very close to this person, and to an extent I still care for him. However, due to the recent event of him joining a considerably large content creator group, i.e. the Dream SMP, and gaining exponentially more exposure, I feel like it's my responsibility to bring this to light in order to prevent this person from taking advantage of more young girls. With that being said, I'll just start from the beginning. Right away, this is obviously very serious and very traumatic for the girl, but I really respect it, and she's so brave for coming forward with this, because a lot of people don't, and it's absolutely amazing that she's doing it because she feels like she has a responsibility to protect more people, and that's what all people who have been in this situation should do. When I was about 13, around 2016-2017, I met Demetrius through Minecraft YouTube and mutual friends. Through Skype, we quickly became very close friends. He made me feel like I had a safe space with him, and I trusted him like family. We messaged and called often, talked like best friends for many months, and stayed close over a few years. Over the time, the dynamic shifted from nothing more than platonic friends to him being sexual towards me and wanting sexual things from me. My earliest conversation history I have is from when I was 14 in 2018 and he was 18/19, May birthday, and you can see things were already sexual on his end, and we had our first mention of a meetup. She did post a lot of screenshots following what she's saying, which I will put up as we're going along, but I'm not going to show them all because some of them are really disgusting to read, like really fucking awful, as well as there's so many of them, like there's so much evidence towards him, it's actually awful. So the link will be in the description for all of this, for this tweet longer. Please go look over it for yourself because there's a lot of evidence. He would frequently ask me for nudes, quote unquote joke about us sending nudes to each other, and talk to me about my body and sex. When I was 14 and 15, Demetrius and I exchanged explicit pictures. He sent me his dick and asked for tit pics, to which I agreed, as well as him paying me for one instance. He was 19 and 20. Homie, bro, dude paid for underage nudes. That's fucking rough. Oh my god. We also discussed more about him coming to visit me in my hometown, and in these conversations his replies would get extremely sexual and pushy. I was coming from a place of eagerness to meet one of my best friends in person. He was not on the same page. If we would have met up that summer, I would have been 15 while he was 20, alone in a hotel with a man who said he would try to not make sexual advances on me. What the fuck? Him talking to me like this carried on until I was 16. Even after I curved him multiple times and expressed my disinterest in him sexually, I wanted to keep talking to him because I didn't want to lose one of my best friends. So I tried to ignore and disregard it when he made sexual remarks towards me. I can no longer ignore it as his audience of young and impressionable girls is growing by the second. I have blocked him on Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram several months ago after we eventually grew apart, and have not spoken to him since. I also know that I was not the only underage girl he was sexual with. This was my experience, I'm sharing it to prevent it being someone else's too. Please be careful of who you keep close and who you give platforms to. This is really fucking abhorrent, and I really hope this guy gets what he deserved. He got kicked from the Dream SMP, I hope he gets deplatformed, as well as, you know, him doing this with multiple girls, especially seeing how disgusting this shit was, is really really bad. Again, I've never even heard of this guy before all this shit kicked off, so I don't have any opinions on what this, how this guy should be treated, because I don't know what he was like at all. But it's the same argument people kept using with Carson. If he was abusing his platform to abuse underage girls, then he doesn't deserve to have a platform at all. My closing statements on everything are just please be careful of who you talk to online and just stay safe, because it's a really scary place out there. And, you know, make sure you know what's right for you, and don't talk to people like Demetrius, because fucking hell, that shit is abhorrent. Please let me know what you thought of all this in the comments down below. I'm almost positive you'll all share the exact same opinions as me. But, you know, maybe you might have some interesting takes on the Jontron drama at the start. Fucking hell. But if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me out, and it makes me smile a lot. I didn't expect to be doing another one of these multiple topics in one video kind of video. I wanted to do them one at a time, but this shit is just so fucking bad. I didn't want to wait multiple days to get this shit out. So again, if you have enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all very, very soon.